do rivalry games, I mean, you're from Chicago, so Tennessee, Florida probably doesn't resonate with you quite as much, but does it carry some extra weight? You know, you have 2 rivals in a row in the swamp. Does that kind of juice things even a little bit?
Yeah, no doubt. I've been here for long enough to know the stakes when it's rivalry games. You know, I definitely get, you know, immersed into the environment and, deep into it. You know, I'll be way more passionate. I feel like in the rivalry games, like from Georgia, but, it was one of them games, so, you'll see that.
I imagine last year's game adds extra fuel to the fire for that.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, that was gun wrencher right there, the overtime loss, so, hopefully we can get that back.
Faced a couple of teams that go up tempo. Does that help going into a game where Tennessee is, I guess, one of the more dominant teams to apply up tempo offenses?
Yeah, I feel like that'll definitely help. Like just having some practice at it. I feel like when you're going against a up tempo team, you got to win on first and second down. So like, you get a no gain or a small gain on first and second down, you're really not going nowhere. So it's really hard to go tempo when you do that. So I feel like that'll be effective.
The run defense, can you put a finger on it, or what do you think is not maybe worked the last couple of games in terms of giving up yardage?
I feel like just a lack of discipline, execution and tackling. That's really pretty much what it is. Just missed tackles, not gap sound.
Pressure has been kind of sporadic this year,
Mm-hmm.
but you guys, how do you feel you did the other night? I mean, 5 sacks, 7 tackles for loss.
I feel like that's pretty good, for a quarterback that haven't been sacked as well. I feel like that's a big night, so I feel like that's pretty been good.
How do you build on that? Because do you feel like that's been one of the key kind of things, maybe possibly holding the defense back at times?
Yeah, I feel like definitely like just struggling to get out the field on third downs, like that. Just having a better way to execute on third downs would be big for us. So. Yeah.
Is it amazing to think it's been a month since you guys have been in the swamp and coming back home, and what can that do, maybe for the season to close, for this team to close the season?
I feel like it'll be big. It's always good to play at home, and I feel like we definitely produce way better results at home. So I feel like that'll be better.
Sure. You have to kind of temper expectations. Just since he's been out a while, but how big would it be to have Caleb back for this game as well as Florida State?
I feel like it'll be good. He's a very effective guy, so hopefully he can bring that to the table.
Is he chomping at the bit to get out there?
Yeah, I've been seeing him around, doing his thing, doing what he can.
Billy says he's practicing a little bit. I mean, how does he look in practice?
Yeah, he looks good, like good old Caleb. From what I've seen.
What does he bring though, just in terms of maybe drawing some flies from the edge a little bit?
I feel like production wise, you always looked at him. He's going to bring production to the table.
Obviously, Tennessee hasn't won here, I think, since 2003.
Mm-hmm.
How much is that kind of a source of pride for the team this week, that the 25 team doesn't want to be the team that?
Yeah, I really don't like to look back to like dates of when someone had won. I just like to look to the current time, like what we got to do to execute and beat the team. So,
what's the challenge at tempo? Sometimes like you guys are getting signals in, and it looks like it is hard. I mean, it's difficult to play teams that are snapping the ball as fast as some of these guys.
For me, like my pre-play process is just like I got to find the ball, get the call. And then, like, if we're going fast, and then you wait on the call and they get set, you start getting a little stressed, like, okay, these guys are set right in front of me, and I don't have a call. So, like, that could be the thing. Then, like, just getting caught in those areas, like, where your defense is, like, not ready, or everybody don't have the call, or we haven't communicated yet. So that could be the stressful part. So I feel like just being able to stay ahead of the call or of the plays will be real good for us.
How much of a point of emphasis is that going to be?
I feel like that'll be a big part, just how long as everybody cleats in the ground, we can play good ball.
A lot of people, talked about Jaden Woods going all the way back to the spring and the summer. How nice was it to see him kind of get that interception, and how have you kind of taken him under your wing throughout the season?
I was happy to see that. It was definitely good because we got that play last week, and we talked about how, like, we could play that a little bit better, and just to see him do that, it was amazing.
Did you come close to one?
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, it was just a tad bit off.
Yeah, that guy had a few completions where you guys, I mean, it looked like it was a hair from him.
Yeah, it was kind of just some stressful positions, and like I could have maybe been like a foot faster or dove out for one of those, but I'll just take those.
How have you seen Jaden grow, during the course of the year?
It's been great, like just seeing him like progress with during the season, just with reps and just being out there and getting more comfortable and just seeing him play faster. It's just been fun watching him.
As a former offensive guy, how do you rate Aaron Childs at fullback?
at fullback. I like him. It was a pretty good block. Yeah, good block. So, you know what I'm saying? We scored, so that was a good job. Just for him to go over there.
Are you lobbying to be the next guy, or have you ever tried any offensive?
I haven't took any offensive reps. I feel like I just left those in the past. Full-time defense here.
Would you be willing if something happened at tight end?
Yeah, well, just something here and there, just a little bit,
Last year with Tennessee as an annual opponent, do you think that changes things this weekend?
I beg your pardon?
They don't play. You don't play Tennessee until 27. You don't play Tennessee next year.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because I feel like, when you think of Florida, there's some teams we always play would be Tennessee, so it's just a little weird,
What did you think of Brendan Bett filling in for Caleb these past few weeks? I know he stacked some good games.
Yeah, he definitely had some good games. I really wasn't surprised because I practiced with him. I've been with him the whole year. I got a good relationship with him, so I kind of wasn't surprised what he was going to bring to the table. So it's just fun to see him put it all together and go out there and have fun.
How big is that for him after, started his career a little iffy with the spitting incident, the fans kind of turned on him. How big is that for him?
Yeah, I feel like it's real good. It's just like, just doing something like that, I really don't feel like that should affect someone's career as a whole. It's just, it's an emotional sport, and I'm not saying it's okay to spit on someone because it never is, but just to see him shake back and keep producing for us and keep being a good player like he is, it's good to see.
Has Tyreek Sapp been as a leader kind of through the ups and downs this season?
One more time?
How valuable has Tyreek Sapp been as a leader, through the ups and downs this season?
Yeah, he's always going to bring what Tyreek Sapp brings to the table. It's kind of hard sometimes, but he's always going to be him. He's always going to be the leader he is. So that's what I feel like.